What's up, everybody? What's up, Kevin? Hydramix, Mawahawks, Marcin. Hey, David. Hey, Nick. Thanks for joining me, guys. Hopefully, we'll get through this show without my computer crashing. Hey, Phil. What's up, buddy? Started in just a moment here. Get settled in. Got my iced coffee. Or a hot and humid day. It was raining earlier, but now it looks like the sun's coming out. That's nice. Alright, guys. How's everybody doing today? Thank you for joining me. My name is Big Chonis. You guys can follow me on Twitter. I am at Big Chonis. These are my best ideas. I take technical analysis very seriously. I'm a crypto trader. I'm a mentor. I'm a chart psychologist. I'm an investor. I'm also a photographer, a chef. Guys, please do your own research. I am not a professional financial advisor. Just a quick recap here. I am offering and still accepting new students for my personalized mentoring sessions. So far, I'm very happy with the response, and I look forward to starting those in August, which is this month. So they actually start next week. So I'm very excited about that. Okay, so let's get to it. Bitcoin. Hey, Miguel. Hey, Tina. Thanks for joining us. Mortzella, what's up? Hey, Richard. Thank you for joining us as well. So, guys, I wanted to start here with the daily RSI. You guys know I use the RSI a lot. It's a major part of, or it's part of my indicators I like to always use in conjunction with a lot of others. And I want to draw your attention here to two lines here of support. Now, this upper line here, we actually have not even touched yet on this pullback here. But as you can see, from starting here back on 6/13 of July, we did touch it here and find really nice support. That line broke and basically started another lower kind of catch support line, but as soon as that held, we had a very nice bounce there. We're able to recapture our first line of support, which pushed us higher here. We have this kind of Batman looking thing here, head and shoulders, right? And now we're coming back down from there. We've actually sold off more low. Maybe it's comparable. It looks pretty comparable, actually. Here's our head, here's our neckline, here's kind of where we ended up here. So we're still kind of stagnated here after Bitcoin. I ended up basically around, $7,500 here. Now, if this line, okay, is tested and it does not hold, then I am looking for something down here. And this kind of means that the distance from, 50, where we really don't want to break 50 on the daily. That's been a really important indicator to show where you can get really good bullishness, right? And where the big pullbacks tend to occur. So when we start breaking through this 53 to 50, 1 to 50 area here, there's a lot of you see there's a lot of wiggle there, that we have 50 resistance, we break it, we find resistance around 53, 55, same here, and once again we're back in this very critical area here where you want to hold and keep us above this 50, 54 area here. And if we don't, then I think what that means here is that we could potentially fall pretty precipitously, is that the word? Down into this area here up to the mid or lower 40s on the daily RSI, which would correspond to this support line being tested once again. So from a larger term time frame like the daily, these are a couple lines of indication I'm looking for to support test if we get down there and test these areas here. There's a couple of them, but overall, if we start breaking through 50 on our daily RSI, we're back into areas here where Bitcoin can be going lower and kind of stuck in a stagnated bear market here. Now on our daily stochastics, we have yet to see any kind of a bullish turnaround. We're still pointing lower here. Our blue line has not even really turned at all. Our red line still has time to catch up here. So normally I like to see them kind of catch up in the same area, okay, same area. Here, how the blue kind of shot back real quick before the red could come down here. I'm looking for something kind of similar on a bullish trajectory where the blue does not have to wait for the red lagging indicator to come down here and basically catch up to it here. That'd be a very nice bullish move here. We haven't even fully reset. We're still a hair above zero. which we can be, which we've seen we can be on these other areas back here as well. So the reason I'm using the stochastics RSI, okay, in conjunction with our regular RSI, let's pull these down here, okay, it's a great kind of additional visual indicator. So while our RSI is basically one line here, which is very effective and very helpful, our stochastics uses the 3, the 3, the 14, the 14, where the RSI just uses the 14. So it uses a closer day indicator, okay, to create a split where we have a lagging and kind of a baseline. And because of that, it almost creates a histogram, a second visual histogram where we can see a cross of bullishness or a cross of bearishness with the two lines that we can't show with the one. But I like to use them in conjunction because it gives me more of a confirmation of what I'm seeing in the RSI pattern here. Now, this is our on balance volume. This is critical here. This is basically people holding Bitcoin here. Now, obviously, this is where we topped off, okay? This is where we kind of were able to hang around in our 8,000 area here. And then that quickly kind of came down here. And that was really hard because this is people dumping. And clearly, from our price action, especially from our volume, we really saw, get our volume back up here. You know, it had been a while since we have seen, you know, a cluster like this of really nasty red bars. And the reason I feel these are very bearish bars here is basically how, clean this up a little bit, there we go, how, let me hide this guy, there we go, how these candles look here. You know, a lot of, like this candle here, okay, a lot of this was bought up, okay, and unfortunately it wasn't the best trade because it really just gave it all back and then some. I don't really think this wick here was very good on the bottom here, so most of this red volume was sellers, okay, and people started buying when the price got down here. Today's current candle, this is our Bitcoin daily, we still have 2.5 hours left before it closes, okay. This, you know, there's nothing good about this candle here as well. We have a little short wick up here, we have a, you know, a little bit of a wick down here, so both have an option, the bulls and the bears, to make this candle look a little better. Otherwise it's just a bearish candle here, okay, with a small wick on the bottom and a small wick on top. Just shows that the market really isn't comfortable, okay, with buying up and that we're going higher yet, but I'm entirely convinced that the floor is about to fall out under us. So what's going to hold us up? What's going to keep us supported? So right now, our peach line here is our EMA 26. Now I like to use the EMA 26 and the EMA 12 when I'm looking at lower terms or shorter term support and resistance areas on an EMA system. I like to use the MA 200, the MA 100, okay, for my MAs, and I'm probably kind of add a couple more. You know, I switch it up sometimes, really depending upon what kind of a market is. There are ones I like to use if we're in a defined bullish uptrend, and there are ones I like to use what I feel are still better accurate now in kind of this bearish downtrend, and these are the ones I'm currently using right now, as well as the EMA 55. Which kind of gives me some general ideas and stuff. And really the reason I use these, I just found them very effective for finding really strong, interesting areas of price resistance and support. And for me so far, they've been pretty accurate. But I know a lot of people use the 7-day, the 30-day, the 128-day. And really there's no wrong answer as which ones you can use. They all are valid. They all add, you know, back in, you know, stock market days, you know, the EMA 10 or the MA 10 was just the one people like to use because it was just the easiest one to calculate. You just move the decimal point over of the average of the 10 days of moving price action. So it's nice to have a lot of options here, and these are the ones that I like to work with. So we're seeing the EMA 26 holding support. We're also seeing our EMA 12, right, as our resistance here. So we're sandwiched in between. Now through this entire really nice bull run here, our EMA 12 has acted as very strong support. You see how we touched it here on our hanging man candle, right? But we held it nicely, so when we broke it, right, we always came back to test it as support. This happens a lot, right? When you break something of significance, you'd like to see that kind of turnaround. It's always a great trade setup. Is once a level of support is broken, that's an important level. As you can see, this was confirmed right here on this previous daily candle. When you break that, okay, a lot of times you get that kind of whip back, you know. So it's a good scalping trade to kind of buy some of that breakage, right, and know you have an opportunity on the back test to kind of sell and get out. Looks like it didn't even touch yet. It didn't even get up there. You wanted it to get up around 7,784, 7,759. So it just barely almost got up there. But now you can see its friend, our 26, is holding support. Now under that is our EMA 55, okay, which can add additional support down around 7290. Now 7290 to 7200, this also corresponds with this cluster of price history, which was support, right? Remember last week when we were here forever, it seemed like we were just kind of staying sideways forever here. So when we tested our low there was at 7212, okay, right here. So I'm logically assuming that if we get down here, there'll be some support in this area if we had sort of a big red flush. I'm not even sure it's going to happen today, but a third day of a red bleed out candle, okay, could really push us into some oversold conditions. How oversold are we right now? Let's find out. So going to our 4-hour chart here, let's look at our RSI. Now, this is a great example of where we can be oversold for for a long time here. Doesn't mean oversold. This just means weak, okay? This is, remember, RSI, Relative Strength Index. What it's showing us here is that the market's weak right now. You know, when we were up here, we were over 50. Again, this is a lower time frame on the 4-hour, okay? But even here, you can see how much the 4-hour wanted to hold 50, right? Wanted to hold 50. It broke. It came back up 52, and 52 on the 4-hour is now our strong resistance, and then it fell out of the sky there. So we're back into this area. We were here in previous times. We did come out of it. We got back into it. Now in this time period from the 10th to the 12th, the price of Bitcoin put in where are we here, 10 to 12. So we actually put in a higher low on the RSI and a lower low on the price. So here, okay, if we were to pop out, oops, that's the OBV, of our bearishness area here and get back in here, if we came back down, it is possible we could put in a higher low on the RSI and a lower low on the price. But that would be kind of a situation where I'd see a little bit of a bullish divergence there, where we're getting a little more momentum in the RSI, even though the price has dropped. That basically shows that there's a little more strength there and the market is currently showing, and that can basically bring in some sort of a snapback. Now, we will snap back up here, but to get us back up here, we need to induce some sort of event to get that to happen. And for that to happen, unfortunately, we might need another flush down. Now, on our 4-hour, where's our 200 MA? Our 200 MA support above now 7,000. Now, if we break through 7,200 here, see this big green candle here? You go back in history, and the reason we were able to shoot up so fast from 68 to about $7,200 is there's a lot of free air here caused by how we fell through that. Okay, so once again, I don't expect a lot of support if we fall pretty harsh through $7,200 and don't get a bounce. We're definitely going to 7,000, which is kind of your psychological stopping point. That always happens. And then after that, you're not really finding that support again until $6,800, which we talked about weeks ago was our big neckline break over inverse head and shoulders, which brought us this nice bullish move, which we're now correcting from here. So a couple things to look at here. Remember, we have our two lines here. Now, we did find support initially on our first line of resistance, term support, once we broke through it bullishly. We're now finding support again on our second line, our kind of backup line here, which was another line of resistance, right? Back here. Let me close this guy out, right? Resistance, resistance, resistance when it was first touched, you know. Boom, broke through it. Now it's support, and now once again it's holding us up. It's holding Bitcoin up. Now we could trickle down this line here, okay? bouncing around, okay? But now that we broke our first line, I see our first line as resistance. So any kind of pop back we do get, I am seeing now wherever Bitcoin touches this line again, it could be here at 67.75, or it could be several days later at 7,700. But whenever it does, it will probably find resistance here because once again, we're under it. Same with our new line here. If this line fails to hold support and we break it, there's no doubt that this will go as resistance once we break up and try and find to go up there. If we do break here, basically it's a fall to about $7,200, a little hold. Okay, I'd like to see it bounce above this line because if we get down to 72, we've clearly broken this line here. Now we need to basically shoot up there. So that's the kind of area I'm looking at here for some sort of support. I'll just do one other thing here. Let me get rid of my fib here for a second. I did want to make mention of, let me just use this line. Can I borrow you for a second? Thank you. We have a falling wedge here, right, that we've been watching as well. Something like, I want to keep the body in. Oh yeah, I like that. I like that. Looks clean. That looks clean, right? Okay, so look at this was our resistance here. I'm gonna hide my channel here for a second. Let me clean this up a little more so you guys can really get a good sense of this. And we're gonna get rid of this guy. And we're gonna get rid of this guy. Okay. So we have this wedge here, right? We have resistance, resistance, resistance. Broke it. Okay. Support, 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 and support. So we're riding down this line, right, as we correct. And now we're finding our resistance, oops, right here. So we're tightening here. Now, how low can this bring us, right? In theory, I mean, we're narrowing, right? We're narrowing. We're getting narrower, narrower. Now, I do not expect it to get this tight. This is a very tight wedge here, right? But we're talking about if this thing keeps in the price wedge here, this could get really tight to like $6,800. I don't think it's going down here in this tight. There's no way. But if it breaks out of this, this is what I'm watching for. Break out of this line bearish, break up from this line bullish. So this is our very tight wedge here, sandwiched in our resistance now and our support. So that's a little Bitcoin for you. Go to the chat room here, take a look about what's going on, people talking about. What's up, Carl? Tina asks, what's for dinner? That's a good question. I don't know. What do I feel like for dinner? Maybe takeout. I don't know if I want to cook today. It's too hot. Carl, what's up? Mortenza, Tariq, hello, Zafar, Scott, Frankie, Shammy, Kevin again, Richard. All right, let's see here. ETC, huh? We can do some ETC. LTC, we can do some LTC. All right, let's take a peek here. Take a peek. So the first thing I want to do with LTC, I wanted to just bring your attention to the LTC BTC ratio. Remember, we had found support. I was looking for it when we broke 1%, right? We broke it. We had 9.0985, right? And that didn't hold. Oh, that did hold. And this is our little bounce here. So we're finding support. This is our first example of a bullish divergence of Litecoin to Bitcoin, which basically means Litecoin can fall if Bitcoin falls, but I assume it will fall at a slower rate, at a slower percentage. If Bitcoin rises, I expect Litecoin to rise, maybe not at a faster percentage, but at a very stabler percentage. I almost feel not so much of a whipsaw rise, but a good, clean, this is accumulating. So I'm looking for a slowdown in the bearishness of Litecoin to Bitcoin. Now, if Bitcoin corrects more, it's going to take Litecoin down with it. So with Bitcoin 7,200, Litecoin's probably flirting with $70 once again, maybe $69 there. If Bitcoin's able to break bullish, I definitely think we can pop back over 80. Now, our previous bull channel here, which was also kind of our bear flag, which unfortunately we've clearly broken out of here. This is our Litecoin USD here. So once again, when we break something that has been support, right? Which I'm calling this bottom line and this bottom line. Let me hide our volume here. That's better. And let me hide this guy. That's better. So we broke it, right? And we've yet to backtest it. So any bullish pop we get, I feel in Litecoin, will backtest this green line here as resistance, which seems to be $80 to $81, $82. So right now, about 80 bucks. Okay, that's your big resistance. Break of that, $82, which is really where our MA200 is as resistance. Now, on the 4 hour, the MA200 has also been interesting area here where it's found support and then broke it, try to get back up, and resistance as well. So we just have a lot of resistance above us now. We used to have support when we broke bullishly. We had the 200 under us, had the 100 under us. We had our center line of support here under us, and then we just gave it all back here. So right now the bears are clearly in control. Let's look at some other indicators here. Our daily RSI. You know, we got low there, right? We got 21. You know, that was oversold, and that was actually a nice little scoop up there. We can see we don't stay down here too long, but we kind of do sometimes, you know. And let's go to a daily. Let's go to a higher time frame. Interesting here. So we broke our support line here. These are lines from a previous video. Let me change this color. Okay, so look at, we're right there. Yeah, so look at, we had, yeah, let's get this guy right there, right? Yeah, okay, so look at resistance, we broke it, support, broke through it, resistance, broke it, support, broke through it, resistance, broke it, support, broke through it. So this is kind of, if history is any note here, we find support here for a little hot moment, and then if we break it, we seem to break it and then zip back through it, and then we're kind of fine on their top support, you know, somewhere in this line here. So on the daily, we're at 38 on our RSI. Remember, you want to be over 50. Okay, this blue line here is where our 50 is. That's where we want to be. And we broke it. So we're in this bearish tone once again on Litecoin. Let's see here. Okay, and then we would kind of look at Ethereum Classic. BTC USD. Okay, so we'll start on the daily here. We'll start on the RSI here. Now we clearly were losing our momentum. We've broken 50. Remember, we were up here for a while. Okay, this is good. We found support here way back in June. That was our nice kind of run there, as that was Coinbase, right? So remember, Ethereum Classic is a month ahead of the other Coinbase 5 that basically were added. So this could be a primer as to what's going on here. Now we were watching this angle here, right? Support, support, resistance, resistance, and we totally broke bearish. Okay, this is what happens when you're still confirmed in a bearish market here. When you're in a bull uptrend, a pattern like this more than often breaks bullish and looks a little different than this, but still you get more of a bullish tendency because we're still in this bear market, even with Ethereum Classic, right? This was where we were looking good. 46 bucks, right? Now we're down to $15 here. So we're not seeing our follow through on the Coinbase announcement in the price here. We were popped off at like $19, right? And now we're at $15. So we're still finding our lower lows here. Now this line is going to be very strong resistance if we test it again. This line here of support is dog crap because that didn't hold, right? So now where are we? Where's our real line of lower support here? Let's see if we can figure this out here. Let's draw some stuff here. So let's say something like that. You know what? Let's do something different here. Let's see if we can channel this guy. So I like that. And where are we going here? Does that work? Oh, that kind of works here. Yeah, I think I like that. I think I like that. Support, yeah, there's our resistance, there's our resistance, there was our bull break, and then we broke down, resistance came back up. So this is pretty good here. We see where we started our channel, we see where we found support, okay, and now we see where we're not able to get back out of. Our middle channel act as resistance here. We broke bullishly from it, we did a little back test on it. Actually, this could go a hair higher, right? Something like that. And let's pull this down just a little bit. That's good. And then, so listen, if we're going lower here, okay, then and we keep breaking down, then this is where our support is. This is where our support is. It's like 11 bucks, 10 bucks. It's like 10 bucks. And that would have to hit if 12, no, 13, right? 13 doesn't hold. Actually, it didn't hold because this is where we bottomed out here. Take that back. 12 bucks. So 12 bucks is our next place to hold, kind of coinciding with our support line here. So if ETC really goes bearish, which by the RSI, that could take us down to back to 30 where we were. We have a bear stock RSI, and our MACD is, I'd say, inconclusive right now. Let's do a TD on it, see if we can find any interesting numbers we're currently on. We're on a red 2 on the daily. Yeah, see, we're on a red 2 on the daily, so this could go 7 more candles potentially of real bearishness. We're on a red 3 on the 12. Excuse me. Come on. We haven't even started. Yeah, we've just been indecisive here on a 4-hour. But we did finish a red 9. Ooh, and there's the bleed out. Oh, that's brutal. That is brutal. So yeah, we had a red 9. We had a our bleed out, which was a bleed out up, and then this is down. So this is gonna start. It's going to start our first. No, it's going to be our yeah, it's going to be our R1 in 2 hours if this candle closes the way it is. Look at the 1 hour here real fast here. Red 6 here. Yeah, so there's nothing that's telling me that Ethereum Classics is any close to a bullish turnaround right now. We're not oversold yet on the higher time frames. I'm sure in the lower time frames we're probably getting there, right? Yeah, there's our 4 hour. 21. How low have we been? We've been as low as 13, 15, 18. So yeah, I'm not confident that 15 is as low as we're going here, even though this 4 hour candle here is really nasty and we're getting oversold in the 4 hour. We have a bearish cross again on our stochastics, kind of. You want to see this being bought up. We get two more hours, and this was 4 hour candle to go. Let's look at our 2 hour. Yeah, so this is our candle that's ending in 4 minutes. Our 2 hour candle here. This is brutal candle here. So I mean, we're getting oversold on these lower time frames, but what's scary is look at where our daily is. It's only at 38. This has room to fall if that was going to happen. So yeah, it's possible, Kev. Sorry, buddy. Yeah, let's do some ADA. It's fine. Who asked for ADA? Zavipm. I'm sure these are not your names. ADA. Apple, huh? Look at that. 201. Jeesh. Just real quick here, side note, Apple in our new Pitchfork channel there. Good for Apple. Okay, so ADA, this was my daily Pitchfork. Look at that, huh? Look how it's hugging that. This is our BTC, right? That's why I love using the Pitchfork. It's so friggin' accurate. Okay, we're just finding support on this channel line here, just riding it down. Okay, riding it down bearish. If we break bullish, right, I know where we're going. We're going to tap this, okay, as resistance here. So a good bull break, okay, if it just happened to happen, okay, 2150, right? That's kind of that area there where I'd be looking for in that kind of a bounce if we get there. But we're not seeing it yet. We're finding support in this channel. If we break this channel, we could definitely go lower there. Let's see how we are here on our daily. Getting lower on our daily. Remember, I want to find support here on the 30, okay? We did previously in the past find support around 28 here. That's interesting, but we broke it, okay? And once again, we're getting very close here. You don't want to break 30 on the daily. This is just bearish here. This fall from grace, I mean, you know, I know a lot of people were really excited about the Coinbase edition, and unfortunately, it just got a lot of people, unfortunately, I think, stuck. Now, listen, it's not over yet, okay? holders in this coin here. We're falling through the friendly skies here. The daily shows we have room to fall. Our stochastics is resetting, which is good, which means that we could be here for some time, but we're resetting here. Okay, there's an ending to this potentially, but even if we go higher on our stochastics, it doesn't really mean anything yet. You really got to bust out of there. And look at this is so interesting here. So this is our OBV. Okay, people are holding through this. Okay, they're holding through this. This should be lower if people were really capitulating. So even through the blood, people are holding their ADA because they're waiting for that bounce. Now on a daily, we can clearly see we're on a red 5. Again, similar to ETC, right? We had a little triangle here. We broke bearish. Okay, if we come back up, we're going to test this now as resistance. Once was support. We come back up, we're going to hit it again as resistance. Okay, so if we come back up 1450, 1430, these are our resistance areas to break up. If we go higher, we bust through that. Okay, we could top this top again at 1550 here. So we're still in a very tight range here. Okay, there's nothing yet that says that ADA has done correcting, unless we can do one thing, which is really this here, and let's just hold a higher low, right? Here we are. Get rid of my TD for a second. There we go. For that, let's put a number to it. Trend line. Okay, so right now, look at that, right there. There's your one saving grace. Support, and right there we're at support, 1355 here. Okay, so bounce. Now if this breaks, and it can break, okay, there's nothing that says it's going to hold right now. If it breaks, we'll have a flush, okay, and then we'll probably come back up something like this and test here a rejection, and we go this way. We can break bullish once again if we can bust back up there. That's what I'd be watching for on ADA, Tether, or UTC in the short term there. All right, chat room. What else we got here? We'll do a couple more. Cruising right along here. I'm feeling good. Britain F1. Did you lose a lot of money when you first started trading, or were you smart and someone learned it very safely? Just curious. So basically, guys, I got into trading blind. Okay, I had some hard-earned money that I wanted to play with. I wanted to invest. I wanted to flip. I wanted to day trade. I wanted to be the guy, the Wolf of Wall Street guy. I wanted to be Boiler Room, Giovanni Ribisi guy, right? Those movies were Wall Street. These were the movies that I saw when I was younger, and I wanted to be those guys. And so I kind of got into trading, day trading, pretty blind. Okay, this was back 7, 8 years ago. So I wasn't watching people on YouTube. Had no clue about charting, anything, or technical analysis. I just kind of went with the flow in terms of what I saw on Twitter and even iHub and a bunch of other things. And I just got lucky on a couple early trades that allowed me to kind of experience what volatility and what the trials and the ins and outs of trading can be. A lot of my early trading was done on the OTC penny stocks, and in 2013 there was a MJ marijuana pot stock kind of rush boom that happened towards the end of 2013, and I just got lucky with a couple of those plays, not knowing what I was doing, just kind of picked them because I like the names, and did well on some, and got a real hard lesson about what not taking profit along the way and holding for too long and being too greedy can really do to you. And there's nothing worse than having a winning trade and just not taking a win and having it become a losing trade. And so along the way, these are those hard lessons that I had to learn, about how to be logical, reasonable, practice capital preservation. These are the things that you need to know about to keep you in this game long term. If you happen to hit the market at the right time and you're able to ride a bull run, which I think a lot of people in crypto did, and just became, masters of the universe because they were able to buy Ethereum at $10, and they just held it all the way, and they held it all the way up to $1,400, and they held it all the way down now to $400. So a lot of those kings, by their hodling through massive losses, on paper that they were rich, or they had lots of money, or they at least had many X time their initial investment, and they kind of saw that all fall apart because they weren't able to take a win when they had one. And that's where greed kind of kicks in, and it's very hard to kind of overcome that. And that's what kind of my mentoring class is about, is trying to teach traders to be smart, new traders to try and find some disciplines and trading rules and techniques that I kind of wish I'd known when I first started back in the day there. So yeah, hope that answers that question there. Or did Ada? Let's do some of the Coinbase 6. Just kind of blast through them here. Let's do BAT, basic attention. Now, this one, remember my weekly chart, and now on a daily chart, we can clearly see where our resistance is, historic, okay? We're breaking through here a line of support, but look what happened last time when we broke through it. We had a nice bounce there. Is that what we're seeing here? Okay, I kind of want to see a retest, a back test of this line around 4,000 would be good. That'd be my best case short-term bullish scenario. Let's look at our daily RSI. Little support here. Got room to fall. There's no real trend change. Do I see a little support line there? Let's take a peek. Whoa. Ah, come on. Why is this so hard? Let's do this differently. That's not going to work. Oh my god. There we go. There we go. All right, so we have this line here of historic RSI daily support, okay? We didn't get that low yet, okay? If we do touch here, okay, I want to see it hold. Okay, it's been pretty accurate. We held back in March. We held back in June. Okay, a third touch would be encouraging to see a bounce there. And of course, if we break it, then this line here becomes strong resistance. Remember, we're down under 50 on the daily. Okay, that's showing a sign of weakness in the overall strength there of BAT. Let's take a look at Zcash is also a Coinbase 6. They're also a Gemini 6, Gemini edition as well. Same deal. We are finding stability here in this area of Satoshi. I kind of like that. And our RSI is actually on a nice little uptick as well. So there's a little more bullishness in Zcash here. I know it has a USD higher price point, right? $193 here. Past couple of days, though, are rough here. I don't like this formation at all. Look at this cascade here. Very similar to Bitcoin, right, where we had our hanging man, right, and the next day we gave it back, and the next day we were even more red. So this is bearish here. I don't like this at all. I don't like how this got rejected right here. It's a strong rejection of our RSI line here that I had drawn for some reason, but apparently it was real because that's where we got rejected there. So that's interesting. Newman. So look at this. This was our pitchfork, right? We found support right at our center line there, give or take. Now we're finding resistance where we once had support, right? So this is where we're channeling here. This is where we're stuck in Lumen. RSI. This one had a really good run, so that's why our RSI is high. It's a cutting edge sword here. Okay, we're under 50 again. I don't like that. Okay, I wanted to hold right here. I wanted to hold 52, right? And we just didn't hold it there. So that kind of stinks. So this is, again, we're kind of finding that deflation as Bitcoin goes higher, or at least kind of sucks out a lot of that oomph and power. Yeah, ZRX, there it is. Okay, same thing, RSI daily, okay. It's stable, but we're under 50, but we're holding this tight area. I like that, okay. It wants to fight, right? I mean, yeah, there's kind of a couple supports here, right? Yeah, look at that, because 43, support, break, support with a little break, right? We're right there. Don't break 43 ZRX on the daily RSI, because now that's going to be resistance, and now we're going back down there. That would be more deflation. Now we were watching on ZRX here. This is our triangle, right? We held it strong, and now we're breaking bearish, but we can hold back into it because we see the last two times we broke through this, we didn't close there, okay? So ZRX has two more hours to bring the price back in here. If it doesn't, this is a bearish break, looking for support at 12,000 13,000 Satoshi kind of area ish. Then from there, our daily 200 is at 12.7. That's strong support. So is 12.4. So 12.4, 12.5 is very strong support where we bounced. I want to hold it. We're holding a higher low currently. Barely. Right? Sort of. Okay? Don't break 12.9 or else we're going lower. Okay, again, we're just finding that lack of follow-through on the Coinbase announcement. It was a nice trade. People made some profits here. Some sort of a clearly three-wave ABC, unless we do one. Yeah, this is definitely not a three-wave there. So this one, yeah, this is still going. Just not seeing the bullishness in it, unless we hold here, close in this thing here, and push higher. So the bulls still have a chance here, but again, we're seeing just, it's an altcoin. We know that altcoins are just getting crushed, right? Let's see here. What's Bitcoin doing? What? Oh, do we just have a little pop here? What do we got going on here? Whoa! What just happened here? 1 minute chart, right? 1 minute chart. Okay, so we bottomed at 744. We had a nice little pop. What was our volume like? Oops. Right? Okay, nice. Right now we're watching our follow through volume. Why do we pop here, and how high do we go, and why do we stop? So we stop because we hit this area of support that broke bearish. So now 7,600 is very strong resistance. We're looking for short-term follow-through from a volume standpoint. Okay. Now remember, we broke 75 earlier in the day. We came up. We broke it again here. So this is our lower low. Trying to hold it again. Also because we broke our blue line one more time. This was our very important blue line here, right? Right? We broke it. We saw the sawzall. Remember, people have probably had stop losses here, right? Don't break 74.60 on my long or else I'm out, right? They just probably flushed out some stop losses there. It's very possible. Looking for some bullish continuation here. Again, I'm only on the 1 minute chart here, but I'm just looking to see really short-term price action. I'm looking for volume here. I want to see volume follow through. Okay, we got what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So about 5 minutes into this. Go to our 5 minute candle here. Okay, nice candle here. Looking for volume. Looking for any dips to be bought up. Remember, people had a quick flip here, maybe, right? Bought a little of this up when this broke. Had to quickly put in a sell, maybe. This moved pretty quickly here, so it'd be hard to know if it actually was able to get any sells going on here. And you see we found resistance here on our yellow line. What is our yellow line here? That is, oh yeah, so we hit resistance on our descending wedge, right, that we had drawn earlier in the show. So that's the thing right there, right? Yep. There's our support, right? And then there's our resistance. So look at, we're not able to close out of this wedge here, which means another bear drop puts us around the $7,300 area here. And that's where I'm kind of waiting to see if we can get down a little lower. I'd be interested in some sort of a next potential long from down here to maybe 74.50 area here. Just looking to see more follow through. It's possible. We got to break out of this RSI rejection area here. Okay, this is the 1 hour. Okay, you break out of here, we can get higher. Go to a 4 hour time frame. We're still really low here, so we're looking for volume. We're looking for follow through. There's nothing that says that 7,500 is going to hold. It's broken twice. We'll definitely keep an eye on it there. Let's see here. I'll do Ethereum, and then I think we'll call it a show. I'll just quick here, EOS USD. Oh, this is this is from my previous show. Yeah, look at that. I'm looking for basically a retest of this line. Never happened. We're still bleeding here. We do have a decent wick on the 4 hour. Again, this is the current hour. So some of this blood is being bought up. Okay, when we broke 7 cents. Okay, some of that's being bought up. We're trying to hold 7. Remember, we bounced at 6.50. Don't break $6.50, or else we're definitely going lower in EOS USD. Where is Ethereum? Ethereum still bearish. Nothing's changed. Just breaking down here. Little buying of the wicks there. Nothing has been confirmed. We got the 4 hour. 1, 2, 3, 4. Eesh. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know. There's nothing that says that. Remember, we're back to 414, 414, 414. Look at that right there. We're just hanging on there, even though we're so getting into some oversold areas right here, right? Another bearish change on the stochastics. Look at our 4 hour RSI. It's just not that great. Daily is pointed just to where you probably know it's going here. We're kind of finding some support though. If we get down here, 32 to 31 on the daily Ethereum RSI, we could find some support in that zone there. But I do expect a break of $400 in Ethereum at some point in the near future, even on a bounce of this magnitude here. Again, we're just seeing bearish volume, just watching the candle here. Remember, daily candles are important. We have 2 more hours. I want to see a high wick here. Let's bring this wick higher. Let's get this bought into. Let's people see a value here under 15, under 415 to 417. You know, let's see that. That's kind of your bull case there. Resistance at 460, 470. I can't see us going back there anytime soon. Had all the time in the world to hold here, and we broke bearish. This is setting a new tone now, okay? Consistency with everything else. Oh, all right, one last quick here on Bitcoin. Oh, are we still going here? Are we getting bought up? Okay, so we're still pushing here. There we go. There we go. We're seeing a little more volume. Let's go to the back to the 1 minute here. Okay, we want to see follow through. So again, super low time frame. I'm just watching for volume here. I want to see some bigger bull volume come in and buy some of this up here, right? Let's hold 7,500. Remember, this is a strong support zone at $7,500 here. That's why we're holding around here. This could wiggle around here for quite a while as the bulls try and put in a better daily time frame here. 2 more hours to go on daily candle. Okay, so we'll keep an eye on that. Guys, thanks so much for joining me in the chat room. Hey, Paul, what's up? Hey, James. Hey, Ryan. Nick, thanks, guys. Dave, Scotty, Nick, Pedro, Anthony, I really appreciate all you guys doing, being here in the chat. Sorry I didn't get to your coins here. There's just so many to go over. Maybe I'll try and get some charts up for you guys later. Remember, you guys can, oh yeah, please give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. And thanks for following. Thanks for being a fan. I like giving you guys good information and kind of seeing the stuff that I'm seeing out there on the charts and whatnot. And you guys can follow me on Twitter. I am at Big Chonis. These are my best ideas. Take care. Be safe out there. Okay. We're seeing some volatility come in, but we're seeing just not our bull volume follow through. We're stuck in this wedge. Wait for confirmation to close out. I would be interested in Bitcoin around the $7,200 area here. I have some bids in right now to see if I can kind of catch a falling knife if it gets down here. Okay. We'll see how that goes. Tend to take some time because this area of support is strong. A break of this area here, we could see a flush down to lower $7,200 range. A bull break needs to break 6,250 to get to 7,700, and then that can break through to maybe 7,900, but I'm not expecting that. We got to see a lot more bull volume. There's nothing in the indicators that suggests we can really move that far anytime soon. Guys, stay safe, stay posted. I'll keep you guys posted. Talk to you later.